the podcast only, we also, if you go over to YouTube, have betting show stuff normally. So we'll give you a little sneak peek of what that looks like this week as we condensed everything down into one episode since it's a super short week. Uh, the but yeah, so we got betting picks. For those of you that are podcast guests, I'm surprisingly doing pretty well. I actually just totaled it up today, and year to date, cool 37 units in the money. So haven't been doing so bad picking.
I went back into the archives. I haven't got the exact number yet. I'm just going through the wins and losses, and I'm actually have done a lot better than I have given myself credit for. So I got to get an update on that. But last few, I've just even the last couple, like I think I've just been cleaning up some like 2-0, or to hit my lock of the week, or just we're up money. But I'm not getting satisfied because there only been like I said in the last few, I've only been doing a couple picks. So
I'm
this
picking off one or two at a time. This week I'm sticking the same. This
really,
week I only have three picks.
I got a few.
I only have three.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 6 and 5 fights. So.
Oh wow, yeah. No, I got to be honest. As much as this card will be fun to watch, like there are some good fight. Like I'll tell you right now. Like I don't have Tuivasa and Greg Hardy on my card. But like stoked to watch that. The Max Griffin, Carlos Condit, Nico Price, Mikel Pereira. Like those are all fights that like for whether it be hilarity's sake or whether it be just I think someone's going to get absolutely murked or something. They're good to watch. Like it'll be good to watch, but I really don't feel very strongly about the gambling on this card. I got to be honest with you.
Because there was a week off there, and we actually it feels like we haven't had good fights like this. Not that they're the best, but we've had just like a fight card like this. I just saw the board and my eyes went crazy. I could have went way more than this. I had to hold back to keep it to 6.
Oh, wow. Was a couple. All right, well, let's hear it then.
All right, first starting from the jump, Jessica I by decision over Jennifer Maia plus 240. If this doesn't have Jessica I split decision win all over it, open your fucking eyes, man. I don't. This doesn't have any fight analysis to do with it. This just feels like one of the things you check, and you're just like, huh, Jessica I just won by decision. The fact that it's plus 240, like Jennifer Maia could win, but if she loses, it's going to be by a split decision. Like she's not gonna get finished, she's not gonna get subbed. It's not gonna be anything else. It could be Jessica I doing Jessica I things. So I'm betting on Evil, despite my hate for her, plus 240.
I mean, you might as well not.
Oh, you're right, off 2. All right, keeping it with the chicks. Irene Aldana over Kunitskaya. I don't think. What is that, minus 120? I couldn't believe the odds for this.
Yes.
I think Aldana is like a legitimate threat, and I kind of feel, although Kunitskaya has looked better in her last couple, she's rattled off a couple of wins. I just don't think she's just has that much potential, and I think Aldana like has legit potential. So to be that close, I like her at minus 120.
I don't hate that. I just don't like that. That's another one I wanted to pull the trigger on, but I could if there's one thing that Yana Kunitskaya has gotten really good at doing, it's the wall. She loves the wall install. And I just don't know how Aldana's gonna like. I would like to believe that you're right, but I just couldn't feel comfortable pulling the trigger there. First pick, just for a single unit play here. I mean, it's the jiu-jitsu homer pick, but I'm taking Ryan Hall at plus 200. Seems kind of like stealing. He's constantly an underdog to these guys that are like wrestler types, and this guy's Greco-Roman guy, to Poirier. But I mean, like that's his thing. Like to Poirier, I know it's not impossible, and wrestlers have submitted jiu-jitsu guys before because they just kind of beat the shit out of him first. But I mean, this guy, this guy's not going to front headlock and Darce Ryan Hall. No, he's not going to like this guy's a big fan of like the kind of half guard roll over and like go to guillotine and stuff, which is great in jiu-jitsu because it's like, yeah, what's the worst thing that happens? You just kind of roll back, and if you're comfortable in your guard, okay, we're all good. But it's like that you're not going to do that to Ryan Hall. Like that's just not the case. And I think there's going to be plenty of opportunities to grapple because Ryan Hall is just going to stay 10 miles away from this guy on the feet
Mhm.
because that's what Ryan Hall does. And then when this guy comes in and he'll be like, fuck yeah, sure, I'll grapple with you because I am a wrestler. And I think there's going to be ample opportunity to grapple. So at plus 200, I don't see why you wouldn't throw a little sprinkle on that.
Yeah, don't hate that at all. I feel like whenever there's a wrestler versus like a good jujitsu guy, the wrestler's always favored because like, oh, how the hell is this guy gonna like sub him? He's good at wrestling. Because to an extent, like classic jujitsu, if you're really good at wrestling, yeah, it doesn't give a matter if you know any jujitsu. Like you could just hulk out of shit. But the problem is like, how do you get them to the ground? But Ryan Hall fights a style, and with his Imanari rolls, it's like he's not trying to fucking double leg you to take you down and get top control. He has no problem with you. If you just exchange and grappling with him, he'll find a way to get into his entries. It's not like your traditional like, oh, like how the hell is Crone Gracie gonna like double leg this guy and take him down and set something up? It's like, no, Ryan Hall could definitely get dropped and still come out of there with a fucking submission there. If this guy's ego doesn't say just get the fuck away from any grappling, it could be a very easy upset here. So don't hate that at all. My next one, this is a heart pick. You know, I'm going with just I want to bet for Wonder Boy. I want to see him go for one more. You know, and this is really it for him. If he loses here, I just can't see or put very much faith that he's going to be able to get over the physical, I guess, requirements of 170 anymore. Because right now, like Gilbert Burns is as physical as they come. Pretty good. Like, don't get me wrong, good technician. He's a pretty good boxer, great grappler, but he's good because he's an absolute beast. You know, that's why. And if Wonder Boy is able to get over that, then there's no reason why he's not fighting for a title. If he's not able to get over that, then I think we could close the book on Wonder Boy because we're like, hey, what happens when the next Gilbert Burns comes up? Then you're just gonna like, you know, out at
I mean,
for
what
that
happens
guy.
when Kamaru Usman comes up? It's just
Yeah,
like you're just not going to be able to win the title.
exactly. And he so far his skill has been able to make up for the athleticism. And so I'm hoping he's able to do it again. It does scare me that he's minus 155. I kind of hope Wonder Boy still just like you see him.
I don't think the line's that bad. I would have been a little concerned if it was like minus 200. I
I
think
just
the
don't see
line's
how.
fair.
I know Wonder Boy has been on a crazy good streak, and but like Gilbert Burns just fought for the title, looked great against Tyron. Um, is the younger fighter, like hasn't had as many injuries. Like I thought for sure he would be favored. But then you see like Wonder Boy, like he does just kind of do this thing with guys exactly like Gilbert Burns, where it's like you're gonna try to come in, but if you're not an elite striker, you're not gonna be able to get anywhere close to him. And if you're just selling out for grappling, then you're really not gonna get anywhere close to him. Like the best way to be Wonder Boy is like to get in and drop him, or to like that's pretty much it. Like I feel like people have
That
just
is a hot take. The best way to beat this guy is just get in there and knock him out.
that really like no one has had a style that has been able to beat him like systematically. Like, oh, you start pressuring him toward the fence and then working takedowns and you beat him into a
I
decision.
know what you mean. Like no one's been able to like execute a game plan. It's been Tyron Woodley has. I mean, unless you want to count that Darren Till win as doing that, but other than that,
I think he had
no.
one
But
moment
he
where
didn't.
Phil did kind of drop him a little bit. It's like you kind of just have to get in there and get a lucky shot that actually drops him. And it's like at 37 now, I think he is like, and Gilbert Burns might be able
Yeah,
to like,
but
have the speed to get in there. So it's
I'm
risky.
not saying that Gilbert Burns can't knock him out because I got Wonder Boy too, and I got him in a two unit play. But I, I don't. It's not that Gilbert Burns can't knock him out because Gilbert Burns can knock out anybody. But I think there was a narrative going on after the Pettis fight for a while that it's that Wonder Boy's chin was suspect, and I think that we can kind of put that to bed now.
Yeah, he looked.
Like,
It was.
like
I
he's
was
been
fighting nails,
cracked. Like
and
Vincente Luque's cracked him. Now that's I don't know. Gilbert Burns might knock him out. The other thing that you got to worry about is Gilbert Burns. Like if he really gets the leg kicks cooking early, that's going to be troublesome. But here's the other thing that I think a lot of people have been mentioning this, but I totally agree. Is it's a 3-round fight only, and these two guys, like Wonder Boy doesn't usually show any signs of slowing down his bopping around. I mean, because he stays bouncing. I mean, dude, I can't even imagine that guy's calves have to be like literally chlamydia dick on fire levels of burning after every fight. The way that he is like, dude, he's doing calf raises for 25 fucking minutes, basically. Like his heels don't touch the mat. It's crazy.
He's
And
really a Street Fighter character, like just bouncing
yeah,
around
yeah,
as you're waiting for him, and it's like, oh, dude, you can
exactly.
stop now. It's like he's just
He's
always,
constantly in select your fighter mode,
yeah,
where it's just the guy's just bouncing up and down, and it's insane to me that he doesn't get tired. But when you do kind of see him slowing down, it's in 5 rounders. This is 3 rounds. He's got that locked up all day. So unless Gilbert Burns destroys his calf with the calf kick, uh, like it's he's not going to get tired. So the darting in and out, like Gilbert Burns is going to have to deal with that for 15 minutes heavy. And Gilbert Burns, I mean, we've seen this guy gas himself out in 3 minutes,
true,
let alone, I mean, like the Tyron Woodley thing, it, the Tyron one's a little tough because, I mean, he obviously showed a lot of good cardio then, but the other, with Tyron Woodley, and this is kind of unfair to say because Colby and Kamaru Usman both have like good gas tanks, but who hasn't not tired themselves out fighting Tyron Woodley lately?
right,
Because he quite literally he just lets you tee up. You're just punching a stationary target. Like it's just like doing 25 minutes on the bag.
right,
And
exactly,
so it's tough to determine if that's like a good measure of Burns cardio because even in this last Usman fight, it's like okay, you rocked him, you had him pretty much dead to rights, didn't get the finish. Okay, credit Usman for being tough. But like as soon as they stood up, that was like 2 minutes into the fight. And
right.
it's like I know you put a lot of effort into finishing there, but it's like, hey man, if the pace of this fight slows down a little bit, which it did, and then Usman jabbed and stuff, it's like you would have thought that he would have been able to recover a little bit, and he just
Especially
completely gassed out.
if Gilbert is chasing and throwing some of these like winding
Yeah,
punches, like I could see him like, oh man, like he's really gassed out of there after like the first 3.5 minutes, and he's like drenched in sweat. You're like, oh fuck, like this might
couple
get
failed
trouble.
takedowns
Yeah,
maybe.
but yeah, exactly. Like he's just trying to like force a takedown and trying to force some stuff. I could definitely see a world where that happens. I'm hoping
And
so
it,
because Wonder Boy, to be honest, like doesn't make all the sense in the world, but like he does seem like one of the few people that actually has a shot. One of the only people that has a shot against Kamara right now because he has such an
yeah,
orthodox style. Like everyone else, it's like, okay, are a wrestle boxer? Okay, you're not as good as a wrestle boxer as Kamaru. So like right
he's
now,
the only person with something different. Even though what'll end up happening is he'll just get body locked and foot stomped into oblivion. But still, that's a different conversation for when that fight happens. But
yeah.
yeah,
Was
I
that your
really
lock?
think that Wonder Boy's gonna do it.
Was that your lock?
And like you said, huh?
Is that your lock?
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I have one more and then my lock.
Yeah. But I just think that that's a good, I don't know. I think the other thing too, like as you're talking about Gilbert taking these wild things, is Wonder Boy's going to draw that out for sure too.
Oh yeah.
Like just draw it out in the sense of Gilbert Burns is just and no one is the type of guy that enjoys being punched in the face, but Gilbert Burns is just that type of guy where if Wonder Boy hits him with like just these little pot shotty 1-2s, the little tiny leg kick, the push kick, just all the shit that Wonder Boy does. Like when he hits him with these blitz, not even the big blitzes of like the 5-punch combinations where it's just he just kind of steps in 1-2 slides out type of a thing. That Gilbert Burns is very responsive to that type of stuff of okay, he's hit me 2 or 3 times. I haven't hit him. So my next punch has to count for his last three type of shit. And then you
So
start missing those and you just become more and more of a stationary target for him.
I see it being like Wonder Boy starting, punching a few jabs out, Gilbert kind of taking them, just kind of like, okay, just wait till it's my turn. And then he comes to realize, like, wait, when's my turn? And then he starts to
Yeah.
like, wait, I don't like this. Like he's popping me and I'm not popping him back, like you said. And then he really goes for it. So I like that one. Yeah, minus 155. I'm seeing that. My last pick before the lock pains me, but I mean, I can't remember the last time I haven't bet on Conor McGregor in a Conor McGregor fight, but it's gonna be this time. And watch, this is the time that I end up don't making money on, just because I'm gonna get fucked. But like if this was any fighter other than Conor McGregor, if there's any other fight other than Conor McGregor versus Dustin, you just look at the landscape and the trajectory of the two fighters and the records and how they won, and you're just like, oh, you go with Dustin. Like he's just the better fighter now.
Yeah.
Everything points to the skill set, everything, like all signs point to Dustin Poirier, except for the left hand. That you would be like, okay, Connor still probably has a stronger left hand, but almost everything else, you'd be like, oh yeah, I think. And the fact that it's only minus 120, it's the only reason. It's because it's fucking Connor, and that guy can make anything fucking happen. So you have to cap for that and know, like, oh well, everything didn't make sense, but it just was Connor being Connor. But sometimes you just got to be like, all right, at what point are we just going to be stop being scared of Mystic Mac and just be like, yeah, man, he might just be a normal caliber fighter. And by normal, I mean like really, really, really fucking good, but he's not fucking
Not top 5.
water anymore. Uh,
Yeah.
and it just feels like it's kind of time. And this, I think it's Dustin's gonna win, and then we're gonna have an awesome fight with Oliveira. But I just can't see it for Connor. Putting a bet on Connor right now just seems very just you're doing it out of faith. You're doing it because
Yeah. You're reaching it. It's like when you did it. It's like when all of the MMA fans did it, for the Mayweather fight.
Mhm.
Really, maybe not quite that bad, but it's like I just want to do it because I'm a fan of him, and who knows? What if he wins?
Yeah.
It's like that. That's kind of why I feel like people are doing it. But right, because the thing is, it's just like we said, the last few fights. I mean, it's so tough because you really have such a poor body of work to go on, depending on how much you buy into him actually doing way too much coke before the Khabib fight,
Mhm.
and it's like, okay, if you buy into that, that's not really a real fight, but that was also 2.5 years ago or 3 years ago or whatever it was, and so like, do you buy into that at all? And then he comes back, he looks great against Cowboy, and it's like, oh, okay. Well, Cowboy has looked like dog shit since. So do you buy into that? And then he looks okay against Dustin in the boxing exchanges, which is okay. We all know that Conor McGregor is a good MMA boxer. But then the minute that Dustin tries to make it like an MMA fight, it's like, dude, did you like quite literally not think that leg kicks were allowed?
Yeah.
What you look like you haven't prepared for anything. And then to come back and double down on that in the post-fight interview of saying, "Yeah, no, I just didn't really see that leg kick that everyone's been using for the past 3 years coming." It's like, where the fuck have you been? And so it just I don't need to get on that rant again, but it just seems very much like you said, where you're really just banking on either A, these guys to just straight up box, which they will not, as Dustin proved the last time. He's just gonna try to go get the win. And B, it just right now, I don't have a lot of faith that Conor McGregor is adding or getting back to even reliable weapons. Like I was talking the other day with someone about where is the spinning back kick to keep people on the fence been? Where's that gone? Where is the teep? Like he used to use that to keep people away from him constantly. Where is that at? Where are these clinch tie out? He used to at a minimum clinch tie out, box out. I mean, where are those at? Where's the long, like the long jumping in jab? Where's the body jab that he used to go to? Where's the left downstairs? It just seems like everything is
He
just
wants
predicated
every
off.
fight to be either the Aldo or Eddie Alvarez fight from now on, where it's just like,
Which the Eddie Alvarez fight was fucking brilliant, though. That
yeah,
was fine. But
but
it's
not
just
every
like,
fight is going
dude,
to
if
go
you
that
don't
way,
get
and
that,
you
yeah.
need to have the tool set to be able to like, okay, what if you like, yeah, managing tools and things like how do you manage distance and how do you keep people against the cage? She's like, no, I just want to go to the point where I have him backed against the cage and I'm just like teeing off on him. So I'm just gonna like go
It,
right to that.
and
And
it's like, dude, but yeah, but you can't. And that's the thing. It's so bizarre, but and like it's just weird to see all these weapons go by the wayside. And it's like, okay, your game has been and I know there's obviously more to it, and he still makes this work fucking brilliantly because he's just that fucking good at boxing. But it's like your game has been reduced to like this pawing jab, the left hook, or the left hand, and then the follow up like left hand right uppercut type,
yeah,
where he kind of rocked Eddie Alvarez, right? It's like I've got that combination seared in my head where like before on the come up, it's like there was just it seemed like there were so many more tools in the box that he just doesn't use, and Dustin does, and that's going to be the difference.
But he might knock him out. That's the thing. He might knock him out and be like, "Oh, everything is fixed," and it's like it's still far from fixed.
Very, very broken.
Now, if he goes back and it looks like vintage Connor, then like, oh, maybe we have ourselves a competitor now. But I need to see something more. So, was that your pick? Do you have him or?
No, don't. I'm
No?
staying away from that one too. No, I cannot put an official pick for that on the record. My lock of the week is I very interesting. I guess I need to open my eyes in your eyes. I'm for sure betting against Jessica I. She is garbage. She's missed weight in 2 of her last 3 fights. I am taking Jennifer Maya. I'm laying the number down and at a 3-unit deficit. Uh, like Jennifer Maya is just a big bitch, and
Yeah,
Jessica I, as we've
he's
learned
also
in
just a big bitch by the missing weight.
well, yeah, but like I think I want to be careful about how I say this, but like Jennifer Maya is like she fills out the weight for that. Now, does she maybe cut too much weight? Sure, but she fills out the weight in the sense of like a big grappler.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? She's just the kid in the high school wrestling bracket where you go, how the fuck does that guy make this weight? And then you wrestle them and you just go, I can't fucking move this kid. I don't know what
That's
I'm
why
gonna
they
do
do
here.
it because that's all they got.
Exactly. And that's it. It's here's the difference. Jennifer Maya is very Gleison Tebow-esque when he was at 155 of the UFC.
True.
Now, maybe not quite as skilled. She obviously got ragdolled by Valentina, but that's Jennifer Maya. She's the Gleison Tebow where we're just playing bully ball. Jessica I just misses weight because she just I mean, yeah, she might be big, but it's like, all right, bitch, you just don't fucking like
He's
Jessica I and Gleison Tebow, zero parallels. None. She's just missing weight to miss weight. And I'm not saying like she's purposely doing it. I'm just saying like
not.
her frame
Where
doesn't
is it?
fill out like
Where is the weight cut? Because you go out there, you're like, you're not that big. You're like, why is this
right.
hard?
Exactly. Where Jennifer Maya is that big.
Yeah.
And I think that this is just going to be straight up bully ball. And Jessica I also just sucks, dude. Like she's just not good at fighting.
True.
She's too worried about charging people $7,000 on OnlyFans for nudes. Which is still one of the most fucking outrageous things of all time.
I forgot about that. It's still on the one nude photo, $5,000.
$5,000. I mean, dude, and it's like again, I think that we keep forgetting. Like Jessica I had the Chukagian W that has the wool pulled over everyone's eyes. Like had Jessica I not won the Caitlin Chukagian fight by split decision, no less, she she beat Vivian Araujo, who like I don't know how that fucking happened either, if we're being perfectly honest. But the but she beat Jessica Rose Clark before Jessica Rose Clark decided to go up in weight class because she was also having a trouble making weight, but actually would make the weight. And she beat Kalindra Faria, who like I don't even think is in the UFC anymore. And then we're forgetting like these. So obviously got KO'd by Valentina. No shit that was going to happen. But she's lost to Cynthia Calvillo, who like I don't even know if Cynthia Calvillo is good anymore. She's just trying to be like a kickboxer now and forgot that she wrestles. Still managed to handily beat Jessica I. She's lost to Betch Correa, which is as indicting of a loss as you need. She's lost to Sarah McMahon too. When's the last time Sarah McMahon's beaten somebody? And then she lost to Joanne Calderwood, which we all knew was going to happen. But it's just like I just can't. I can't wrap my brain. I think I'm so far gone. Like it would have to be someone's UFC debut, and they or like late minute replay. It'd have to be like a Sean O'Malley situation, or it would have to be like run back the Betch Correa fight or something and give her a chance to pick that win back up. I don't know. I literally can't think of a circumstance in which I would think that after watching her fight that Jessica, like I just have seen her fight enough, and I've seen her fight horribly. And like you said, if she does win, yes, it will be a split decision because obviously people will want to just, fate wants to fuck me. But
It'll be a
I
smashing
can't.
fucking TV moment if she loses. If Jessica
Yeah,
wins, and
yeah,
this doesn't make
right.
sense.
But
And
I
that's
just can't bring
only
myself to
why.
bet on her.
No,
Yeah, I just can't bring myself to bet on her.
exactly why I am betting on her because it doesn't make fucking sense for one bit. Because those are the only fights that Jessica I wins. If you look at all her wins, there was one like what? What? Where did it,
I
when?
mean, the Kalindra Faria one probably made sense, but it's just like, dude, I just don't. I can't in good faith,
Can't bring
like
yourself to do it.
literally, and not even uh not even in good faith to bet on her. Period. Like it just or to bet on her. There's no instance in which I can pass on betting against her. I think at this point, like I see Jessica I's name
She's
on the
in Bet
billing.
Shohei territory where you see
Yes,
Shohei,
yeah,
you
she's.
bet
I just opposite every time. No questions asked. Just go the other way. Anemic to bets.
Got it. Well, my lock of the week, you had it already. It's Ryan Hall over this Poirier guy. Doing 3 units at plus 200. This
Oh,
this is that Neil Magny fight from the last Neil Magny fight where it's the odds are exactly perfect that are going to lead to a Neil Magny win, and this is exactly the range of like keep giving Ryan Hall opportunities to just like, oh, you're the underdog, some no name that's 10-0, and you're just gonna give him to him at plus 200 odds. Like Ryan Hall is gonna go in there. I know he's only 8-1, but he's no fucking like he's no newbie. It's like he fights once a year for the past 8 years because no one wants to fight him. But he's good, man. He's like his submission game is something to be very much respected. So I'm going 3 units on him there, and I'm going 1 unit on Hall by submission at plus 350. So this has a
that's a good bet.
potential plus 1,000 payout here. It's just I just see it's gonna happen. He's either gonna like you said, he's gonna keep him away with these weird fucking kicks the whole time. This guy's gonna get frustrated, start looping in, maybe get him against the fence, maybe take him down. Or Ryan Hall might just go out there and just like dive into an Imanari roll and say, no one can stop this. Like he might just say, hey, like until you guys learn how to stop my leg locks, I'm just going to keep doing this. And my guess is the guy that's a wrestler, he's going to go play right into a grappling game. Yeah, maybe he's not going to get fucking rear naked choked by Ryan Hall, or he might not get triangled, but the leg locks are going to always be there. Unless this guy's a leg lock savant, I do not think he has the edge there. So I'm taking all the units, 3 on Ryan, 1 on the by submission. A lot of faith in
Yeah,
jiu-jitsu there. A lot of faith in leg locks there.
that's a lot of faith in art that does not usually pay out very well.
That's true.
They
Hopefully,
MMA as MMA betting goes, that's typically not where you want to put your faith. But yeah, we'll see what happens. But that is going to be all we got this week, folks. So make sure you follow us at the restaurant on everything. You can follow Matt at Proliva MMA, myself at underscore Guy Key. We'll be back. Yeah, that fights next week too.
I think there are.
I think so.
I think there is.
I think there's something shitty, but whatever. We'll be back to talk about these because there will be probably more to talk about on fights that have since gone by with Connor than there will be to talk about anything in the future. So until then, we are going to get the fuck out of here.
Peace out, y'all.
All right, dude.